Hello everyone, today I will tell you a manga called A Low-Class Adventurer evolves by the power of monsters and becomes indestructible. At the moment, just like 3 days ago since the release of my first video, I have 0 subscribers. I hope that at least today this will change. Have a nice viewing. One day monsters attack the village and kill the poor boy's parents. And he is determined to become an adventurer, but in this world, skill is the most important thing. The gods have given us strength so that we can take revenge on the monsters. The ability to reveal to people even before they turn 12, but they vary from person to person. Among all the hunters, with rank standing at the top, each of them has the power of an entire army thanks to their skills. As a child, Chrome poor boy also performed heroic feats similar to those we hear about in fairy tales. Chrome begged the gods to give him a powerful skill, but the gods betrayed him when he received an unknown skill. The priest told him that he would not be able to be a hunter with this skill. But nevertheless Chrome still became a porter for adventurers. But we see that other adventurers constantly scolded him for being just baggage. The skill that Chrome received is called Rebirth, and he will be able to resurrect Chrome once after he dies. But for adventurers, I have their most important weapon, but this skill was useless in battle. Therefore, Chromium lives as an adventurer of the 3rd category and performs odd jobs for adventurers. But Chrome was still proud of himself because he was contributing to the defense of this country. Other adventurers with whom Chrome entered the dungeon mocked him, saying that his sister is a very good adventurer. Now we see that adventurers use their skills like flaming armor and superpowers to kill monsters. The adventurer orders Chrome to take the magic stones from the bodies of the monsters. Chrome warns them that they are going off the road according to the map. But the adventurers ignore his opinion and scold him. But suddenly, they see that there are many monsters hiding inside the dark cave. One of the adventurers shouts that they are cannibals and we will not be able to fight them because there are so many of them. An adventurer with firepower also thinks that they will not be able to defeat such a number of monsters and he is building a plan to escape from here. Chrome has also fought these monsters, and he realizes that he can't fight them with his current strength either. But suddenly the guy with the fire pushes Chrome into the monster lair, and he says that you have a rebirth skill, so please use it to save our lives by throwing Chrome down. Chrome believes that even if he resurrects, he will not be able to get out of the depths of hell on his own and that he will most likely die again. The monster attacks Chrome and eats him completely, leaving only the skeleton. Chrome's notification informs that the awakening is activated, and he regains consciousness. He opens his eyes and thinks that the awakening skill has worked and he is alive again. But he suddenly realizes that he is just a walking skeleton, not a person. Chrome realizes that he can't speak. And to check his status window, we see a broken status window, and he returns to the 1st level, but his previous lives he was level 9, also his race changed to a lich. The notice states that the lich is a resurrected monster with evil mana inside its bones, but it is weak and does not possess the intelligence of a skeleton. Chrome gets angry and says, "Don't mess with me, I have a head that can think and all that." Chrome remembers the words of the priest where he said that in the past no one had a record of the appearance of this skill and they have no information about it. Chrome lies down and thinks that entering the world of people with these bodies is practically a death sentence. He remembers his sister saying an adventurer if he doesn't have talent. And Chrome says that my sister was right, that only people with strong skills can become high-ranking adventurers. But Chrome suddenly realizes that monsters can evolve if they gain levels and also acquire more skills. He thinks that if he continues to develop and acquire skills, then someday he will be able to look like a human again. Chrome thinks that if this really happens he will be able to become the adventurer with the rank that he has always dreamed of becoming. He also thinks that the lich is a terribly weak monster, so he has to rely on his human knowledge. He can easily slip past the monster due to the fact that he pretends to be a skeleton, and with this he gets all the information about the terrain and which monsters are weak. Now Chrome is aiming at a level 4 goblin and attacks the monster from behind. Using baits and successfully killing him, he gets 3 experience points and moves to the 3rd level. Chrome thinks that he has successfully killed a monster of a higher level than himself, and with this he can reach the maximum level of the lich and then develop his race. Now Chrome is thinking about the fact that he has already died once, so I will raise my new levels as if my life depends on it. Chrome fights against the goblin slug but doesn't get much experience from it. And he thinks he won't be able to level up by killing weak monsters. Therefore, he goes to hunt stronger monsters to increase his level. Having become a monster, Chrome does not need to eat or sleep, and due to the lack of sunlight inside the dungeon, he has lost all sense of time. He cannot even determine whether a whole day or weeks have passed since he became a monster. Chrome wonders if Karma's sister has already noticed him and his disappearance. But he thinks that even if she noticed, she probably isn't worried at all. Now he berates himself for thinking about such bad things. He moves further into the dungeon to hunt stronger monsters. He pretends to be a dead skeleton in front of a red-eyed wolf. Chrome thinks that if he defeats this monster he will immediately raise his level, but the problem is that the difference in levels between them is too great and the wolf is much stronger and faster than him. He puts all his hopes on his intelligence and past combat experience, and he follows the monster by marking its territory. Now Chrome pretends to be dead hunters with a luggage bag near the crevice to replace the red-eyed wolf. When the wolf approached, Chrome attacked him with his sword and rushed with the wolf into the crevice. But the monster still hasn't died, so he grabs Chrome's hand. But he sacrifices with his own hand and kills the monster. Chrome gains 11 experience points and increases his level from 3 to 5, and the notification says that he has fulfilled the conditions for evolution. Chrome was really very happy about this. He thought that the monster's body is much stronger and more comfortable than the human body. Chrome instinctively knew how to evolve. So he went to the lake and started his evolution, and he prayed to God to make him more like a human. Chrome looks at his reflection in the lake and realizes that he has become a ghoul. A ghoul is a dead body turned into a monster, which is also called a corpse-eating demon with sharp claws and fangs. But its biggest advantage is its ability to regenerate. Chrome was very happy because the ghoul certainly looks more like a human than a skeleton, and the arm he lost has also grown back. Chrome also thinks that maybe it's an advantage of evolution to get the perfect body again. Chrome checks his status window and he has a new skill called regeneration. Chrome was very happy to see that his stats had increased significantly, and he also gained the Chrome skill knowing that the ghoul's level limit is at level 20. So he will be able to evolve again when he reaches that level. Later, Chrome fights a monstrous rat that was a D-rank monster, but the new claws get in the way and make it difficult to use the ball. Therefore, Chrome throws away the sword in anger and attacks the monster with his claws, successfully killing him. Chrome raises his level to 6 after killing a rat, but it's still a long way from his level 20 evolution. Chrome uses regeneration on his wound and it heals instantly. But this new body was very hungry, and he had to eat rat meat to saturate his body. Chrome was furious because he can't even stand the smell of dirty rat meat and he is slowly turning into a monster. But Chrome comforts himself with the fact that the food is more like human, so that's good. A few days later we see Chrome fighting against a level 14 orc. And Chrome kills him and also raises the level from level 13 to level 14. Chrome thinks it is rising at a very good rate, and can easily risk his life thanks to his regeneration skill. He believes that he has become more powerful now than when he was a human. Chrome wonders what his sister is doing now. A long time ago, he got along very well with her, but over the past few years, she hardly spoke to him. Because of his skill, Chrome could not properly work as an adventurer and he earned quite a bit, but he still somehow saved money to support Karma. But unlike Chrome, it turned out that Karmia had a magic skill that was suitable for an adventurer, and she quickly became a hunter of the C rank while her brother was still stuck at the D level. Karmia taunted Chrome, telling him to stop being an adventurer if he doesn't have any talent for it. Karmia was a talented younger sister, so she started looking down on her worthless brother, and gradually they stopped talking to each other. Chrome thinks that if he returns back to the city with this body, he will surely be destroyed. Besides, Chrome still can't speak, he can only make some sounds. Suddenly Chrome hears someone's human voice. And we see that there are 3 adventurers next to him, but that's not all. Karmia is also among these hunters. Chrome was very shocked to see his sister, but he knows he will be killed if they find him. Therefore, he must leave so that they do not notice him. We see that Karmia scolds the members of his team for not replenishing the necessary supplies and medicines for hunting. But the girl says they didn't notice how it all ended suddenly. And Karmia replies that this is the basis that you should know, at least it's not so much. Karmia taunts them and says how can she trust someone who hasn't even prepared properly for the hunt. This person claims that Karma is to blame for the fact that she formed a team in such a short time. But Karmiya says it's his fault that he agreed without prior preparation and there are no excuses when we risk our lives. Chrome heard the whole conversation from behind the rock and he thinks she can't be that harsh, but she's right. Chrome accidentally makes a noise. The girl notices the noise and warns her teammates. And Karmiya uses her ice arrow and attacks in the direction where Chrome was hiding. An arrow pierces Chrome's arm and wounds him. Wounded by Karmiya's arrow, Chrome tries to escape from there. A boy and a girl look at Chrome and say that it's just a ghoul and they can easily take care of him. Chrome understands that he is in a very bad situation. The girl's name was Reline and she was level 15. She says ghouls have a healing skill. And the other guy whose name was Holes was level 14. He says he just needs to crush the monster with one blow to kill it. Karmiya, who at level 18, says she will corner him with her attacks and then they will be able to kill him in one fell swoop. Chrome thinks he's not even sure if he can beat them if it's one-on-one. And he's thinking about how to escape from here. Derek uses his fire skill to attack Chrome. And Reline, who has the levitation skill, quickly coordinates with Derek to attack Chrome. Chrome doesn't want to attack people, but he has no other choice. So he attacks Derek and takes the opportunity to escape from there. But Karmiya attacks Chrome with an ice arrow on his legs. Chrome's legs were injured and he couldn't escape because of this, so he uses his regeneration skill. But it takes almost 1 minute to heal his legs. Karmiya approaches him and prepares to kill Chrome with one shot. And Chrome begins to think that he will die at the hands of his own younger sister. Chrome thinks that he won't be able to dodge this attack because of his wounded legs and jumping on her to scare her won't work either. He suddenly remembers that with this new body, he can at least make some sounds. Chrome tries to pronounce the name Karmiya. And Karmiya suddenly remembers about her brother. And she's going to miss. Derek scolds her and says, how could you miss the target at point-blank range? Chrome thinks that he will not be able to survive if he gets hit by the ice spear of Karmiya. Karmiya was still in shock thinking about why this monster was shouting her name. Meanwhile, the healing was completed. Their Chrome jumped on Karma, scaring her. Karmiya, frightened, dropped her wand. And after that Chrome ran away from there. And Karmiya was amazed to realize that she had been deceived by a monster. Derek scolds Karmiya again for letting the ghoul go. Karmiya remembers that the ghouls are human corpses that rebelled after death and were turned into dungeon monsters, and Karmiya begins to worry about her brother. Chrome, who escaped and hid behind a wall, was very glad that he was able to escape even after being cornered by a high-level adventurer. Chrome was very happy that he got such a useful skill as regeneration, which is very useful in battles, unlike the skill of rebirth. Chrome thinks that from now on he needs to beware of adventurers when searching for monsters. Chrome remembers his past when he first took Karma with him to show the dungeon and she immediately surpassed him in level. Chrome watches them go to another part of the dungeon and thinks about going to the opposite side of the dungeon. But suddenly realize that Karmiya and her team are going deep into this dungeon. Normal people can't stay in the dungeon for very long. They not only lose their way both physically and mentally, but there is another reason why thick mana in the dungeon is poisonous to people. The longer people stay in the dungeon, the faster it kills them. When people get into a dungeon, they need a strategy to avoid mistakes, and it should be dangerous for her team's Karma to go even deeper at this level. But Chrome thinks that he will really be killed if he is found again, but he still plans to follow them from a distance. Thanks for watching. If you want to continue this manga, let me know with likes or comments. See you again.